What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven once again with some Once Upon a Galaxy, continuing my coverage of the new captains from Candylar. And for this video, actually have to make kind of a tricky choice because we could play Lady of the Lake. Again, we had a pretty reasonable Lady of the Lake game in our last video, and we unlocked some cool new cards. I'm kind of tempted to play with Lady of the Lake. However, we have yet to play with Preeminent Prodigy. I believe that's this word. I don't know if I've ever seen this word written out, but I've heard the word preeminent. I don't know what it means, but Prodigy. And we can see, what is this? Peter Pants from Storybook Brawl as well. And this is actually, so I loaded up these captain select options before pressing record here. And I read this. This seems like a pretty powerful ability too. I have not yet played with Preeminent Prodigy, but when you cast a spell, buffs from the next treasure you pick give an additional +1/+1. That is really going to provide some nice incentive to cast spells early on in the game, and that could give you some really powerful treasures. Of course, extra buffs on Trash Can Full of Strawberries, absolutely phenomenal. But I think there's some other fun things that we can make work with that as well. The starter deck, yeah, that's all we've got so far. We can see some familiar cards and some cards that aren't so familiar, but like using spells to pump up Little Lance, and then using spells to pump up Lance a little and then grabbing a pumped up Little Lance because we cast some spells, that seems really good. And is it every spell that, or the treasures that you get, or the next treasure that you pick? So if you just wind up getting a treasure, that shouldn't be impacted. The Fates is interesting because then we could cast some spells for free. I kind of don't hate that. I think I'm just going to go for Itsy Bitsy Spoiter, though, and then Despicable Smee. We'll just try to be as strong as we can, which will potentially allow us to cast some more spells despite taking some damage here. I do think I want Lance a little, and I am willing to cast some spells on him when I am given the opportunity. I don't know if I should go for Mysterious Egg, though. I don't know if I should. We can throw Puck on Lance a little, and that makes him very close to completion. That's not terrible. Maybe I throw my board like this. Yeah, okay, we'll see how this works. I do believe we are going to win this fight, so we heal back up our hearts. And now we could Gumdrop on the Lance a little and just start. I mean, I think just giving ourselves a big Lance is a really good idea. So I'm going to go for Gumdrop. I could activate Lance this turn and grab a Presence of Gaia. The other thing that we could do is go for Miseria. And Miseria, when we've yet to actually lose a fight, is pretty good. I actually don't want to activate Lance a little this quickly. Okay, we're going to take a little bit too much damage here. We're going to take a full heart. That's a bit of a bummer. And I might, this actually will just pump up Lance a little. That's fine. Let's cast 2 more spells this turn. We are going all in here on Miseria. Oh, I can't cast Silvery Spoon. Oh, that is such a bummer. Wait, can I do this? No, the only thing I can do here is replace Lance a little. Oh, that's a bummer. Wait, this also has +3/+3. And says get a copy of this. Oh, maybe I did use. It says currently +1/+1. Oh, so that's going to give me the buff on this for that. All right. Yeah, my candy's already pumped up a little bit. All right, I think this is worded a little bit wrong because it says treasure you pick, but it's working for the treasures that we obtained. We will pick up the Little Lance here with +2/+1, which is good. I think we could have gone even further with this, but I'm not terribly displeased. Goodie bag, not bad with what we're doing so far. Greenbeard also just like a pretty solid thing to be doing. I think we'll just like stop down and just play some Once Upon a Galaxy for a minute and not worry about all of these mini games going on. Might have picked up some of the wrong cards here, but Blackjack's going to be big enough that it starts to give me some additional treasures, and I am curious how all of this is going to start to interact. So I am just rewarded for casting spells straight up. This is a fairy. So those are also just like reasonable things to do. But I'm just going to pump up Blackjack a bunch of times. I think that all of that is just good to do. Always cast Lost in the Woods. Nameless one, yeah, probably over Lil Lance here. Okay. Yep, just thinking over everything. So, does this Wand of Shielding have additional stuff on it? No. So we can see that currently this +2/+2, we have not spent that yet, and that won't... Oh, but you know what it is? You don't just get this. You do just get this, but you technically do have to pick it. You do have to reach into the shop and grab it, which means it will receive the buff, which isn't terrible. And you can wind up cloning Constellation Prizes a bunch of times. So getting additional stats on Constellation Prize, I don't think is terrible. But yeah, that is why our little Lance is a little bit smaller, and significantly so. 3-2 is, yeah, 66% bigger. If we could have just gotten 1 or 2 more pumps on the little Lance, I think I would have appreciated this, but it's good to know that, yeah, and I mean, what am I thinking? Because I knew the buff was going to go on little Lance, but somehow didn't think it was going to go on Constellation Prize. So, apologies, but first time playing with a new captain, I've got to take it all in a little bit here. And now I think I might take in an Ironcast Dragon. Not that it is super synergistic or anything, but it's a reasonable pickup. And then I think I will go for a Sir Francis Drake beyond that. And I might move this to the first slot here. Maybe do a little something like this. Sure. We are still giving our slots +2/+1 each turn, so these are still good things to be doing. Blackjack will survive this hit from Baby Bear, giving me a Captain's Cutlass. And we'll walk away with a tie. So do I want to greed out on the Ironcast Dragon? I don't really know what I'm doing right now. Let's just cycle through the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Ooh, this is a good combo here. Sure. And then Ice Cream Party is give a character and all of your characters that share a type with it +3/+3. So this is a Dragon Mage. It will pump up my dragons. This is a Dragon Pirate. It will pump up my dragons and my pirates. All right, Sir Francis Drake it is. That pumps up my entire squad. Not too shabby then. And I'll continue to pump up my entire squad with Little Lance. Knight of the Holy Cane's another good one there. Cool. So now it's turn 9. Oh, Mr. Fox, get a random treasure from your opponent. Yes, I probably would like to play that instead. I mean, all of my slots are big. I can kind of switch between whatever hunt stuff happens to show up, you know? I'm just going to Mr. Fox backline. We find the Burnator, which is when you find a treasure, you get to keep all 3 of them. I believe all 3 will receive the buff here, but this is also something that I think is really interesting to consider. We could grab a candy treasure and give it +4/+4. And it will be a candy treasure. So we're really giving it +7/+7. That's interesting. Let's see what we can find. We do get to choose 3 of them because of a locked treasure chest. None of these are particularly great, but I will take the one with stats on it first, and then are these ones still candy and still buffed up? It looks like they are, yeah. I think that that's just how the game is coded when you buff up like potential options. You just buff up all 3 of them so that they can visually show it to you, and then you actually do get to grab all 3 of them. So that's cool. And yeah, Relic is going to give us a little bit more bonuses, +11 on a random slot each turn is pretty cool. Might want to use that bonus on Angelica now, because we've got a lot of stats right here. I think that sounds good. You Mean a Tavern is also kind of free, but that's fine. Give a slot +5 and sweeten your candy. I'll take it. And Angelica now gets to give something +40. It can barely... Wow, it does find the hunt. That's beautiful. And so does the Drake. Those were really, really good comments. I forgot that the Fox has Sneak. Okay, we get another constellation prize there. That's pretty good. And then Gummy Worm. This is totally new to me. Treasures you find become candy. Just straight up. Just straight up become candy. Now, it does say treasures you find. So I don't actually know how that works. But let's find out. Let's get lost tonight. Pixie Powder is give a character +12, sweeten your candy. Will this give me a candy relic? It does. Holy moly. Now I have a Candy Kiss, and I've got a tricky decision to make. I can throw away my Ironcast Dragon, and I can throw away this Gummy Worm, which seems... I'm going to throw away the Gummy Worm for a Candy Secret Rare. Let's see what we get. It's always Triple Trouble. It's been Triple Trouble a lot recently. It almost feels like they cut everything else. I don't believe that they have. No, I've seen some of the other stuff. I do wonder if this is tuned up. Like if you're more likely to see this right now. Not super sure, but Triple Trouble, not upset to pick that one up. Regardless. Ooh, my opponent's big here. Yikes. Okay. We actually lose a fight. We get 2 more constellation prizes, and we are down to 1 heart. We also grab a legendary treasure. Those treasures are not candy, unfortunately. Probably just grab Blessing of Athena here. Did Francis Drake hunt? It did not. Shoemaker's Elves is only a +1/+1. We just do better than that just by casting all hands on deck. Also go for Jasmine Dragon here, though. Maybe that's right. Yeah, I think I like Jasmine Dragon. It will give me bonus shops, and it's significantly bigger than Angelica. Hopefully Triple Trouble can hold it down, though. Looks like it can. Cool. Francis Drake also gets to grab the Hunt, and Jasmine Dragon. I get Breadcrumbs. That is pretty good. So I did just see in a game that I played off camera, if you make breadcrumbs into candy, it gives you a cinnamon roll every turn instead of Lost in the Woods, which is pretty cute. Do I want to pick up Ship Shape Inspector even temporarily? I guess Drake's done. Sure. Drake's done after Kendrick's done with him, so we will pick that up. When you get a common treasure, get an epic treasure as well. That seems like a great pickup with Blackjack and Ironcast Dragon. Could go for Scarecrow, could go for Over the Rainbow. I'll just take Scarecrow. It's totally fine. I think Triple Trouble will honestly just hold it down at this point. Cycle through Long John? Sure. Pick up a Blackjack. This will end my turn, but maybe... I was thinking maybe we find... Oh, this is +0/+0 anyways, because, oh, I just grabbed this. Okay, so I wasted the buff there, but that means that I can just grab any of these for free. Huh. None of these are really exciting with what we got, so let's pick up an additional captain. Let's see what we can find here. All right, not going for Zhang. Dungeon Master could help us find some more secret rare stuff. We are already in the end game. Yeah, let's go for Dungeon Master. I think that's like conventional wisdom, right? Take the Horde Dragon in the final position. So that way you can try to high roll even further, though. I think this lobby might be over unless we manage to tie against this summons player. But I'm not even sure we're going to manage to do that. I think we just grabbed the win, and that's a finish. So, pretty quick video, ultimately. We do unlock all of those summon cards on, what's this called? Preeminent, or... Yes, Preeminent Prodigy just unlocked a bunch of summons cards and Uther Pendragon. Oh, okay. Cool, cool. I don't really feel like I really got to use Preeminent Prodigy, but this was still my first game with him, so maybe I'll upload this. I mean, if you're watching this, I've uploaded this. But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe I am using this one. Okay, let's go for it. Another Preeminent Prodigy game. I'm not going to change the deck at all. We are going to run it back with the exact same setup here. I do want the Lance a little eventually, but the Evil Stepmother is so free. I've got to take it, and then I will take it up a notch with Aladdin. Yeah, the Evil Stepmother is a 4/2. That's just way too good of value. So the one reason that I do really enjoy Aladdin here is if I could find breadcrumbs, that would be really, really ridiculous. I still think Relic is fine at this stage of the game, and we can even use the Relic to potentially pump up Lance a little bit. We'll also grab an Evil Stepmother triple, and sure, this is only attack, right? Yeah, so I keep, oh, that's right, we didn't take the pillows, but we could take fortifications here. Sure, yeah, a little bit of health on the board seems totally reasonable. That was a good attack. That was a good attack. Beautiful, beautiful. And now if we find a villain, we complete this, or we just start pumping up Lance a little as much as we can. Or we start picking up spells as much as we can. That's actually what I meant to say. Honestly, though, the Ugly Duckling seems like a fine thing to stop down and take. And then let's pick up Miseria early this time. I like the Chaos too, but I'm just going to go for an early Miseria here. If we lose, that is totally fine and to be expected. The duck turns... Oh, Shipshape Inspector. Wow, okay, we actually tied that, which is pretty good. So now we could cast a bunch of spells and get the... Oh, this slot got pumped up again. That's very silly. So we haven't cast any spells yet, right? So we could take just a random villain and complete Evil Stepmother. We could also grab a Hungry Hyena to help us complete the ship shape. Okay, Twin Shot will help get us to Lance a little, but I don't know if that's what I want to do. Your buffs from your spells give an additional +2/+2. I guess that is good. It's like synergistic with this, but I don't want to be synergistic because I want to cast a bunch of spells so that way we get a bunch of buffs, but I will still go for the Masterwork Scrolls, I do believe here. I could grab one more animal, or I could go for Chaos, or I could go for Presence of Gaia, which allows me to immediately activate Lance a Little. Activating Lance a Little will give me the Shipshape Inspector, and then I could cast 2 spells next turn and potentially find a rare treasure with some extra buffs on it from the Shipshape Inspector. So that's what I'm going to go for instead. We're going to use the little Lance to pump up all of my slots and potentially find a huge trash can full of strawberries. This is still +2/+1. This is still good. And now I have to cast 2 spells this turn because we are going to get this treasure. So let's give the next character I recruit +3/+3 and a Silvery Moon on Hungry Hyena or Shipshape Inspector. It's all the same. Let's throw it on the Shipshape. Now we're looking for Trash Can Full of Strawberries with an additional +2/+2 on it. There's some other good rare treasures though. I do wish that if you took a treasure that didn't buff, you got to extend this. Oh no! Are we going to get the Constellation first? What happens first? We get the Constellation prize first. It's fine. It's fine. All my characters have +4/+4. It's not fine. This is anything but fine. This is an absolute tragedy, travesty. We could have had Trash Can Full of Strawberries with +2/+2, meaning that anytime we took a common treasure, we were improving the buff by +3/+3. Based on how last game went, I am tempted to go for trash can full of strawberries because we are doing a lot of, well, we did a lot of things that allowed us to grab a lot more common treasures. And it is just always busted. The Spellbook Punch card is synergistic with my captain, but like, this is just synergistic with everything. We'll grab this. We'll grab Fantastic Mr. Fox. Could use the elves. I think I'm just going to cycle through Hyena for now. And then we find Blackjack. Okay, we're back in business. How big is this? Yeah, this is tiny. I haven't been paying too much attention to what I've been playing and not been playing. Mr. Fox is now going to take another little lance for us. Okay, it grabs the relic, sure. And then we grab Twin Shot. Trash can full of strawberries, already giving all of our treasures +3/+3 though, which does include the little lance. So we got back to it in the end here. Ultimately, all of our stuff is pretty ridiculous. I certainly want to pick up Phil right now. Now we could grab an uncommon treasure. That seems good to me. We can go for Pixie Dust, which we won't have access to the crazy Pixie Dust shenanigans. I guess we go for Pipe and Hot Pie. We're playing all animals. Sure. Give all of my slots +5/+5, and all of that is scaling as well. What can we steal here? We can steal some breadcrumbs. We can steal a gold ring. Sure thing. Blackjack gives me a bounty contract, which also has a fair amount of points on it, to be totally honest. Let's grab Puxatawny. We don't need the little lance. It could build towards another common treasure. Sure. We'll see what happens. Miseria, I think I'm just going to cycle through. I think I want to keep everything. I guess Mama Bear's a better than Hungry Hyena, though. Also, just a cinnamon roll. I don't believe I have any trash cans. I'm just going to cycle here. I think that's totally fine, too. And then I think we can make this work. So I'm cutting Lance for Captain Ahab. Ooh, when you get a treasure, sweeten your candy. Yeah, we're going to cut the Hungry Hyena then and backline this crew. We're just so big that I think it's all going to work out. Yeah, and Twin Shot, we grab it, and it's immediately +9/+7. It's just really, really good. We don't even get the attack in with Captain Ahab. When you get a treasure, sweeten your candy. Sure. Yeah, that's still good. I think I'm going to cut Captain Ahab for Shadowmancer. That's just a really good card. And, oh, yeah, I guess what am I doing? I want to get all of these cards frontline, but I just can't. All right, let's cast Lightning Bolt. Kind of forgot about my captain power at this point. Haven't been casting spells in a moment. Okay, this opponent's big. This game is not won yet. This game we are actually going to have to do something because we're going to need to beat this Hercules. I do think that we have the tools to be able to do it. They've got a pair of Constellation prizes. Starburst, give each of your characters +15/+15. Sweeten your candy. Why is this so big? I'm not totally sure. But it seems fine to do. It's like, what else am I doing, though? Picking up a Jabberwocky so that we can kiss it. There is the fact that this fill is a little bit awkward because I want to play all of these cards. But I'm also pumping up the fill in so many ways with the Pipe and Hot Pie and I believe one other effect. Elven Tools here. Yeah. So I think we need to keep Phil. Oh, that's why the Starburst is so big. My spells buff an additional +10/+10. I knew I was missing something interesting there. Yeah, and it's not even the candy buff that we're really caring about. So I will get rid of the Frostling Dragon there. Gumdrop, give a character +15/+15 and sweeten candy. I think I'm actually just going to hold here and cycle through Nameless One. Mr. Fox still looking good. I could grab a trash can or another little lance. I'll take another little lance. All of my slots now get plus 20 each turn. That's pretty reasonable. And now we have the Burnator. Ooh, and Shadowmancer did not trigger. I could go for a Mysterious Egg. That feels like a little bit of a long shot. I'm going to go for the Burnator. It is pretty big. And maybe we can triple it, grab a bunch of legendary treasures, give 2 random slots plus 17, sweeten your candy. I think we can do better than that. Double Lost in the Woods is certainly better than that. Sir Francis Drake, I don't know. It feels like my opponents have good treasures. I don't think I want Francis. I think I want to stay the course, though. Oh, yeah, this is all of these things that give me treasures in combat are definitely looking a little bit better with the Frostling. Because I could play Sir Francis Drake instead of Shadowmancer. At some point, I could play it over Blackjack, but Blackjack is still pumping up the trash can full of strawberries. Let's play Sir Francis Drake for a turn, at least. I do want to turn that Karma Chameleon into something. Then I find the Golden Shadowmancer. What am I cutting here? Phil, Burnator. This gives me 3 legendary treasures, so I'm going to take it. And I get to choose all 3 of these. Plus, I get 2 copies of whichever one I take first. Your characters have Hunt, pump up my slot. After you lose a fight, get a rare, epic, and legendary treasure. Alright, we're going to take the one with stats on it first. And then I'm going to take 1 copy of Exploding Chest, 1 copy of KO Star. I'm going to move Shadowmancer to this slot, but now it feels like it's the most important thing. I do believe this is the Hercules opponent. Yes. Wow! We cucked the Hercules with a huge Blackjack. We stole a little Lance. This is GG. Yeah, if they're not hunting against me, I mean, sure, they're going to get a bunch of Constellation prizes, but this is not going to be good for them. I can Candy Kiss my Shadowmancer or my Burnator, but a golden secret rare candy is just too much for me to pass up. Sure, I will take a golden candy Big Bad Wolf every single time. Jabberwocky, I think I'm just going to cycle through, unfortunately. And then Blackjack, what's Dip? Oh, yes. Okay, that's fine. Let's pick up Blackjack. Again, a choose 3. Why am I choosing 3? Oh, the Burnator. Burnator's not a card that I've played with too much, so apologies for that. But yeah, Burnator's pretty good. I definitely want to grab all 3 of these, so it doesn't matter. Let's just grab them. And now, if this Big Bad Wolf can hunt, which of course it can, it will die in the hunt, but it will still walk away with some nice stuff here. I pick up a second trash can full of strawberries. They do not pump each other, unfortunately, but we are into the finals now. Give each of your characters plus 22, plus 22 does seem like a reasonable thing to do, and by that I mean it does not seem reasonable at all. Do I want Medusa just in case we gotta scam a Hercules? Probably. I like that this has Hunt, or Sneak, rather. I like that it has Hunt as well. But I think I'm gonna throw in Medusa over my backline Drake. Hercules is not big enough. It attacks into the Big Bad Wolf, and we easily grab the win. That was a quick second game for sure, so this will all be one video, and there are, I think, some kind of cool things that you can do with Preeminent Prodigy. And there's some cool things you can do with Constellation Prize and Lady of the Lake, by the way. I believe I talked about that in yesterday's video. My opponent just churning out free legendaries, and yeah, they had like a Hercules. I'm sure that they won their own lobby. They just weren't able to hunt against me. We were able to get it done there with some rather large dragons, and that also means we pick up Hercules on Preeminent Captain. Yeah, it's a pretty big one. You know, that's a really interesting aspect of this new victory screen. anytime you lose to a Hercules, as long as you get top 3, you now have Hercules on that captain, which I think is going to remove a lot of the feel bad from losing to Hercules from new players. Is like, okay, here's a Hercules now. I'm not sure that every deck wants Hercules, but it's nice that more players are just going to get access to like the best cards very quickly. It seems very, very generous. So that is definitely going to be it for me today. I think this one was a lot of fun. Ultimately, I will mouse over some of my treasures here. That is my lowly trash can. This was my big trash can full of strawberries, giving all of my treasures plus 12, including 3 different little lances that I picked up over the course of the game, thanks to Mr. Fox. Rusty Blades, never used. Constellation Prize, never used. Yeah, oh, because this gets destroyed, so yeah. Good stuff. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.